Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Crypto Traders Arena. This is our episode 5 of our weekly crypto review. Started 5 weeks back, and of course, we're going to be here every Sunday going forward, documenting our long-term crypto investing. So, shows basically mostly focused on longer-term investing, where we're going to be buying, bottoms of ranges and getting prepared for the next bull run. Which we do anticipate coming here at some point in time in the future. I think in general, I think Paul probably agrees with me too. But we're kind of following this narrative where we think that this year is going to be kind of rangy, sort of bottomy phase. Kind of sideways action that will set up the bottom for the next cycle. So I think there's plenty of time for us to all get loaded up, and that's the purpose of this show. And with that said, actually, I got founder of Crypto Traders Arena here, Paul J. Are you here, sir? You want to say hello?
Hello.
There he is.
I'm here. Yep.
Yeah, hopefully your mic. I turned your mic down a little bit because it seemed a little louder than mine. I turned mine up a little bit, and yours down a teeny bit from last week. But
yeah. Let's hope it's better this time.
Yeah, if anybody has any, if the audio is weird or something, feel free to mention in the chat and just let us know. I'll try to fix that. But yeah, anyway, we can jump right into it. Like I was just saying, I do think right now we're sitting in this kind of dead cat bounce for the last month or so. Bitcoin's been shooting straight up, and starting to see a lot of altcoins popping off too. Actually, it seems like most of the altcoin market has moved higher, at least from December. And with that said, it makes it a little hard to go jumping in on the long side at these levels in terms of long-term investing. But like I was just saying, I do anticipate a pullback at some point whenever this dead cat bounce resolves itself. And at that point, I think is when we're going to really be jumping in and drawing things like fib retracements and hunting the pullbacks to the bottom of the range that's being created right now. And so that said, I got Bitcoin up here right now, and this is my chart from last week. I just drawn a couple horizontal support and resistance lines, and I had documented this 200 period moving average as being resistance here, and saying that I think we're probably just going to come up and tag that. And at this point, we made another high this week. Today's a little bit more red, but we did pop to a new high over the week. Still no real structural changes in this upward movement. Got the weekly moving average cross coming in right now. So depending on how we close today, it's looking like we're going to actually cross the moving averages here. And if those close cross, that's a good sign. Last week I talked about, I do think we'll pull back against this pink moving average as the 13 period EMA. So ideally we get a cross here and then pull back to it. And I'm still waiting for that. And also I think we'll hit this 200, though probably before that. It's likely we'll either come up against it, maybe even kind of FU the highs here, because essentially I think we're in a range here at this point. Like I got to think about a range, top of the range, bottom of the range. At this point, until we really get above this, whatever that is, 25,000 high, I think you kind of, I'm thinking range. I don't know. I think it wouldn't be a huge surprise to see us, fail up here and pull back. But we'll see what happens. I've been talking about this key high here as the sort of market structure, like the key high for market structure change. And, a move above that and consolidation above that would also be above this 200 period moving average too. And that would sort of suggest to me that we're actually making our first higher high. This was a lower high here and a lower high here. And technically we broke this high, but I said also last week, I'm not counting that high as much because I kind of see this as one down move to a lower low here. And so it's really kind of like lower low, lower high, lower low, and now potentially higher high as we break this. And so I think, I've seen a lot of people saying the same thing, which could be good or bad, but any sort of move above this, consolidation above it, and then pushing higher will sort of just mean that this trend is still intact for me. Indicator wise on the weekly chart, it's not really even worth talking about. It's still same things. Nothing in MACD. We're still working this big bull divergence. Made another higher high in MACD. RSI pulling back a little bit this week, but still have this nice wide W and then divergence here too. OBV just Wing out and pushing higher. Volume stayed strong. I mean, this week's showing kind of a weaker volume and red candle. In fact, if we stay right around here, that'll be the lowest volume going all the way back to last year. Geez. So actually we'd have to say that this is kind of a weak volume candle, depending on how we finish today. So that's interesting. But for the most part, you see the bullish volume the last 3 weeks kind of waning. So I guess there's volume divergence here coming in, which is worth noting. Kind of, again, you could see the exhaustion personally, like where there's not any structural top here, they're definitely exhausting itself as we get up into the top of the range. And, bare minimum, I wouldn't be surprised if at least we have to go sideways up here for a while just to kind of figure out if we're a bull or a bear. Looking at the daily real quick, I'm kind of same story every week, really. I'm kind of seeing, it's not really like an ascending wedge, but it is, you can kind of see this upwards grinding pattern kind of losing steam. We're coming back against the moving average, but we're still, 13 period EMA is still support. We did get up to 78.6, and it looks like we actually tagged 88.6 a few days back. So, this is definitely an area where range traders would be looking to short. Location's certainly there. Not seeing an M top or anything to really call a top here, but the exhaustion's there at least. MACD divs, RSI div is now fully confirmed. I think last week, I had drawn this red line actually, because last week we hadn't actually confirmed this M. Now we very much confirmed the M, and even M'd out again. Looks like today. So a break of this low here is another M. So RSI is not looking great for the bulls. OBV still grinding higher, but no M or anything here yet. I guess maybe we could have an M here. No, that's not even an M. We're still making higher highs in OBV. But you can see the volume sort of waning. And actually so far, yesterday, pretty weak volume. And today, so far, pretty weak volume. So it's, again, not a surprise if we have to just sort of churn around here, probably chopping back and forth for a while while it figures out what it wants to do. And I kind of think in terms of the most pain that would, basically the market's probably going to do whatever will cause people the most pain. So on one hand, I don't think they've sucked in enough bulls yet. So I wouldn't be surprised if they still try to suck people in on the long side. And there's a lot of people that are missing this rally that want to get in. So I think there's a lot of buyers down lower. And I don't think retail's fully sucked in here. So I could see them pushing it higher a little bit, probably testing this high, even getting up into these areas potentially. Although it is looking kind of exhausted at the moment. Really nothing to say. I mean, there's nothing too exciting about Bitcoin other than that. I did want to, let's see, what do I want to go to next? Let's see. I guess, I'll look at Ethereum really quick, although I don't think there's really that much to say. I mean, it's the same story, basically. Last week I had drawn this M because and actually it kind of looks like that's still happening. I'd suggested maybe Ethereum hadn't gotten up into its reload zone yet, so maybe it had to come up here before it starts fully, building market structure to the downside. Kind of happening. We do FU this high here, pushing higher, still no structure, so no breakdown yet. Same story, but it's just kind of grinding sideways, figuring out what it wants to do. Hasn't gotten up as high in the range as Bitcoin. It's the range high for Ethereum is way up here, so still a lot of room for Ethereum to kind of push higher. But I won't even go to the weekly. It's pretty much the same. The same divs are in OBV, same basic structure here, making a higher high. Volume also just kind of dying off. So, maybe the steam's starting to run out here. But that's a good reason to look at ETH BTC. Somebody asked me to look at the ETH BTC chart. So I'll move on to that because I think that gives us a little bit more of an idea of like, altcoins and versus Bitcoin essentially. And I pulled this up earlier and just first thing I noticed is an M here. So there's a, structural M actually in, let's see, I just drew it kind of wrong here. It's really like from here to here to here to here. So this big M's not confirmed yet, but it's let's see which low. It's really like, I guess that low there. So on a candle chart, we haven't actually broken this M, but you can kind of see it coming in. And plus we have, another M that's not confirmed either. If you look at it on a line chart, I think it probably is confirmed. Yeah, you can see the M's coming in nonetheless. So it looks like we could be M'ing out and the moving averages are starting to cross. And so, maybe ETH BTC has to roll over a bit here, which I personally would like. I'm thinking I want to. It's possibly possible I want to move some of my Bitcoin allocation into Ethereum if we can come back down to the bottom of the range. So I'm looking to do that. But nonetheless, this kind of shows the maybe altcoins and Ethereum are going to have to roll back a little bit against Bitcoin here, which of course, if Bitcoin pulls back, it'll probably wreck altcoins pretty good. If it's a substantial move to the downside, if Bitcoin, kind of dumps, it's going to drag altcoin market down with it, I'd imagine. But either way, ETH just kind of looks like it's a little weaker against Bitcoin at the moment, starting to cross here. Divergence wise, because of this ugly sideways consolidation, there hasn't been a great divergence setting up. The last one was from this higher high right here, moved to higher highs. You can see MACD did go into divergence here. So we got confirmed bearish MACD divergence back in that move, which is basically this, that created this downside move here. Same with RSI, and my OBV is off the screen here, but let's see what's going on there. I hate that. Oh, it just moved my... I've never really figured out a great way to deal with OBV and volume. I hate how TradingView kind of... See, I just kind of jacked my chart up. It's not going to let me back out of that. Oh, wait, yeah, it did. Well, now my scale's messed up. Sorry, let me see. That's my volume. Let me get that on. No scale. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, M and BTC or ETH BTC. So moving on, what do I want to get into next here? So let's see. I want to read the comments here really quick. Big Kick's better to check DXY, ES, and GC. Yeah. I mean, we can look at I'll look at the stock market really quick too. DXY, I just kind of got started on BTC. Stefan's saying that BTC has been quite decoupled from ES lately, I assume he means, yeah. And then some altcoin requests, which we're not going to get into just yet, but Paul will get into some altcoins here in a bit. And then at the end, if I have time, I'll jump into some altcoin requests. But let's see, that covers ETH and BTC. I I have like my old Bitcoin halving chart I just pulled up that I kind of want to go through, but I think before that we'll go to these other macros and just look at DXY for a minute, because DXY did catch a heavy bounce here this week. Basically it's come down, it's just straight down. DXY has just basically been straight down since it's topped out, and came down into levels that it's not a surprise we had caught a bounce. We didn't really see any reaction off the old high going back to, that's all the way back to 2017. But, we did see a little bit of a reaction there and a bounce, and then, just came up into the moving average, which are now very much across the downside, and then just further down. This high didn't get any reaction, and then now we just kind of FU'd this low here, and we're basically sitting at the 50% level. So it's not a huge surprise we'd catch some sort of bounce here. In fact, I did buy some calls on the UUP, and I was a little early, but I think I still have a chance now with this bounce here. I have a few more weeks on my calls, so hopefully we get a move. I mean, really, I'm on the UUP, which is this is the ETF for the DXY, and hopefully, I think my calls, well, I know they're $28 calls, so I need to move above 28 here. So, that's going to come right into my moving average here. So we'll see what happens. I very much could see this coming up into the moving average and getting rejected again. So still, trend is very much down. Down in the DXY here. This is a daily chart. You can see the moving average is still very much pointing down, but starting to turn on this bounce here. No structural bottom, but if this keeps pushing higher, then we'd probably expect Bitcoin to roll over. Mountain Man's way down here, so I could definitely see a push higher, and then a rejection down to ultimately getting down to Mountain Man levels where the bottom. Maybe we find a bottom down here. But that said, this move has been so strong to the downside, and there hasn't been much bounce. So at some point, you'd think we'd see some sort of bounce in the DXY. Pumping hard though, nonetheless. This could be a fractal here, depending on how this bar closes today. And then if we push higher through that level, then we've got basically a 3-bar fractal here, gapping higher there, which now there's a gap left there, which probably will be retested. But any move to a new high on the new candle will be a 3-bar fractal bottom. So not a huge surprise. We'll see what happens. This kind of goes in line with what I was saying about Bitcoin looking kind of, a little bit heavier. So if it rolls over, expect this to go higher. ES, I got to say though, with really, actually I'm gonna look at the SPY. So the SPY, just the ETF of the S&P 500. Go back to the weekly. Last week we had highlighted this gap here, and also this just kind of high as probably the next level of retest. And I think that's probably the case. I'm seeing an ABCD just right off the bat here, just pointing higher, which probably takes us up into that level. Something like this here. I'm pretty bullish the stock market. I got to admit, at least for the short term, like I think we're going to push up to the top of the range. The ABCD takes us to basically washing out this old high. And if we draw like a fib, off the top here, you see we came up into the 50% level. So that is some resistance there. This gap's still sitting there waiting to be eaten up. So I do imagine we're going to push higher into that gap at least. And then the ABCD would take us higher. And if I just put on like 61.8 sitting right there. So it wouldn't be like a huge surprise to me that we get up into like the, Brian Beamish reload zones. So a move up here in the ES seems likely to me. Of course, with the DXY pumping and stuff, maybe we're running out of steam here. But really in the general like weekly perspective, I don't see why we wouldn't get up here. You can kind of see like, I could see kind of a head and shoulders sort of forming, let me see here. Something like this where, we basically make the shoulder at this ABCD and then we pull back, and that would be kind of like the longer term bottom setting up into the end of the year. Because again, the narrative's still the same for me. I'm thinking chopping sideways for most of the year and then set up the next bull run. So, something like this seems to be, quite likely. So I like that. But nonetheless, I do still think, depending on what happens here at the 50% level and with the DXY, I still think a move up higher here is likely. What else can I talk about here? So that's DXY, or that's SPY, sorry. I want to just show the Russell because I still like trading small cap stocks, and I just think it looks more bullish. This is the ETF of the micro cap, or the small cap 2000 US stocks. And this is sort of the same head and shoulders forming, but more of a base here. I like these, we actually did flush the low here, but I like these lows set in the base here. Same ABCD is almost completed. Unlike the ES, we're a little bit more, let's see, I think that's already even completed. Yeah, so we came up into ABCDs here. We filled the gap. So unlike the ES a little bit, this gap's actually filling right now. Or has filled this week, and we're a little lower in the range. We didn't hit the 50% level, so same story though. I do think that we'll probably in this case get up and wash this high into the 50% level. So this high in both the ES and the Russell I think is the next target. So wouldn't be surprised if we do have another week up to just get up in there. We'll see about that. So I don't know, kind of mixed a little bit because the DXY is pumping right now, but no structural bottom. Remember, in the DXY, it's just kind of a fractal bottom, which isn't really that strong in my opinion. So, this looks more bottomy to me than the DXY looks. So does the DXY have to just shoot up into that moving average I was talking about and then roll over and we continue the party? That's sort of what it looks like to me, just kind of looking at this chart, because this looks super bullish to me. And I don't know if I said last week, but I think there's like an ABCD working all the way from here. And this kind of fits into like a TRI bot setup. Like this would be a giant weekly bot coming off here. And I actually think in the futures market, that low didn't get broken. This is a higher low in the, on the RTY, I think. No, it did. So we don't have 3 higher lows yet, but I can still, I could see that same head and shoulders concept coming in here. And we basically set up a base with this being the key sort of breakout level somewhere around there, which is probably the TRI 25 line bot level. And so, again, sideways for the year, and that was a crappy draw, but we make that head and shoulders and we end up breaking out and doing this move later on down the year. We'll see. Looks bullish to me though. I have to see, and I'm starting to see this in like the small cap stocks. I'm seeing more weekly W's coming in. I'm seeing a little bit more strength there. I haven't bought too much, but I did buy a couple stocks, and I've got some bids working on a couple other stocks. Anyway, so that's my sort of macro take on the markets. The stock market looks kind of uppy to me still. Bitcoin is running out of steam, but probably leading a little bit. So if Bitcoin does roll over, maybe the stock market rolls over after that. It seems to be leading. Somebody's saying, or you can see a bearish bot. I don't know if you're talking about this chart, but yeah, sure, you could argue there's a bearish bot coming in, but there's nothing structural to make me think bearish right here. I mean, I have strength coming off my 200 period moving average. We're staying above it. I'm seeing a bottom here, not a top. So where it is possible, we could M out, and then there's a bearish bot. I don't see it there yet. I don't even see divergence here. MACD's making a higher high right now. RSI is making a higher high with a fat W, and look at OBV just Wing out here. So you are correct. There could be a downside bot here, but there's more of a, because of this W right here, I think we're more likely to be pushing higher. We'll see though. We shall see, I should say. Anyhow, guess I'm jumping around a little bit, but I did want to look at, before Paul's going to come on and talk about some altcoins, but really quick, I just wanted to show this Bitcoin chart about the Bitcoin halving cycle that I'd forgot I'd made this, and it's kind of funny how it just seems to be playing out once again. Bitcoin seems to be running on this 4-year cycle that revolves around the halving, and I just want to kind of just to remind you guys to stay patient and just kind of know that Bitcoin's followed a very predictable. Well, I shouldn't say predictable. That's wrong. It's followed a cycle for the last, really it's been through, we're into the 4th halving cycle right now. The first one's a little harder to see the data because the charts don't go back far enough, but I'll just quickly show you how this has been similar each time and show you that right now we're actually in the bottoming. We're, likely have put in a bottom if you follow this chart exactly, but the first halving is a little bit harder. Like I said, I kind of guesstimated the start of Bitcoin somewhere back here. And so this one's harder to read, but the same thing basically applies. And there's just a couple key points that I want to just make, without getting way into this. And that's essentially the bottoming, basically blow off top. You can see 93%. This is the first cycle. We came off 93% before we bottomed, and it took 5 months. This is a monthly chart, so there's a 5-month. And this, like I said, the first one's a little bit different, but that makes sense because Bitcoin was, I don't even know, Bitcoin wasn't even trading tons. I mean, I imagine. I wasn't in Bitcoin here, so I don't even know. But this was like Mount Gox probably era. There wasn't really anywhere else to even buy a Bitcoin. I bet that easily. But nonetheless, it's still close enough. I mean, the key here is 90% off. And then just the structure. You'll notice basically there was like 33 bars. I'm guessing going back to the beginning of Bitcoin that was marked this move from, the blow off top to the bottom. And you can kind of see like when the bottom came in, just started to grind it higher. And then as soon as we actually hit the halving, then it was just like full on bull market right after. And you'll see this kind of repeat itself through all these cycles. The first one, again, being the hardest to kind of really get a grasp on. The second one, so the second one, it took us 11 months from the halving to top. It took us, 14 months to bottom. So the bear market was 14 months long, and you can notice 86%. And this is the key number here because this number is always around 80, 90%. And then the 14 bar bear market, with the exception of the first, is also very consistent. And then this 25 bars, essentially it took 25 months, 2 years to bottom after the, halving and the blow off top. So, and again, the same kind of pattern here where once we bottom, we did kind of grind higher, and they gave them, one more pullback before the actual halving, and then just super bull. So that was the 2014 bull run basically. And the funny thing is, this when I first bought Bitcoin, and I was actually saying in the meeting yesterday, I bought Bitcoin for the first time like up here, not knowing anything. I think I paid around $900. And it was in 2014. I thought it was in February, but it must have been in January because I think I paid 900. And so I was a classic top buyer the first time I ever bought Bitcoin, and then it just completely destroyed me. I was down like 50% or whatever. But you can see 86% down, bottom came in. Nice weekly W in the first cycle. This is what we want to see, you know, this sideways consolidation. Hopefully this is what we're going to see this time around. Nice weekly W. And then by the time the halving came in, it was just bull run after that. Again, basically the same, 28 bars to the bottom. So there was like from the halving, the whole cycle ended 28 bars later, which in this case was 14. So it was a little longer. But you can see again, 84% off. This is the most important number, 84% off in the bear market and 12 bars again. So this was 14 bars. This is a year. So it took a year to bottom again. Once we bottomed this one, this was the 2017 top 20,000. Bear market took 12 months. This is kind of where we're at right now. Like we're in this dead cat bounce, which gave us this COVID pullback, but you could kind of still see, we grinded higher towards the halving, and then as soon as the halving happened, literally the next week, it was just all bull going forward. And then here we are today, just very much the same. We're off 80%, so we're off 77%. So we actually didn't go off more than 80. So that does suggest to me that we might still have to dip again. But at the same time, I was surprised to notice that the 12, 13 bars, we basically had 14 bars of bear market, 12 bars of bear market, and I just guesstimated 13 in between these two, and that puts us at the bottom being in December, which I don't know, is the bottom in? Maybe. Not really great structure, but this does kind of beg to the if we were to follow this halving cycle, then I would imagine we're going to base, we kind of have to accept the bottom is in. And of course we are in a very good location, or the bottom coming against the old highs, hit 78.6, didn't hit 88.6 like Bitcoin likes to. Here we didn't hit it, or I shouldn't say 88.6. We didn't hit, we got 84% off, and then here we got 77% off, which is 78.6 of the range. So not as deep of a pullback here, but still very good location is all I'm saying. I don't know, just looking at this, I would expect, some sort of sideways consolidation. And then, once we get to this area here in April of 24, it's probably that's when the bull is going to truly be in effect. So like when we talk about our plan saying that we're going to sell halves on doubles through the sideways bottoming phase, that's our plan for this road to financial freedom, the purpose of this show, basically. This is the area where we're going to be selling halves on doubles, and then as soon as we get through here, that's essentially when I would start going, well, I'm going to hold and try to capture this move up. So anyway, that's just kind of a different perspective. This is the main key points here is Bitcoin always comes off at least 77% in this case, and mostly 84 to 90. So maybe we have to still come off a little bit more to get to that 80% level and get down into these areas, which I think a lot of people would like to see. There's a lot of buyers down there. So, everybody wants to see price come back down there. So it might not. But nonetheless, the key points are we're in bottoming area because of this halving cycle, and also probably should be looking for some sort of sideways consolidation, sideways up even. And then, not till April of next year would we go into full-blown bull. If you're following this. Not saying it's going to happen for sure, but if you go and do this chart for yourself, you'll find that it's been pretty consistent, and that kind of has to do with the whole way Bitcoin's structured anyway. So just keep this 4-year cycle in mind. Anyway, might just be rambling about that, but I had thought of this chart today, and really when I pulled it up was just surprised to see that essentially the bottom came in, so far right where I had thought it would, which isn't a huge surprise. So, in COVID, the funny thing is, so we might be in this kind of run up here right now. So do we have to push higher before it rolls over? Certainly could. This was like a 3 or 4x, if I remember correctly. Geez, it was like from 33 up to 14. So I don't know if we're going to 3x from here. That would take us to new highs, but But I could see pushing up. This was also a Mountain Man tag. This was exactly Mountain Man actually when you draw your fibs off of here. So yeah, so that the 13,100 was the Mountain Man level, so 61.8 fib. So if you draw that off of here, that's quite a bit higher. I don't know. Maybe do we get up into 48,000? That would be a pretty epic blow off top, or not. It'd be a pretty epic run up into that level. So that would be a double from here. So it's possible. 38.2 is sitting here at 35. So there's a lot of room for this to push higher before it rolls over. But we might be in a similar situation to this. And of course, like this was kind of the sideways action. Like if COVID wouldn't have happened, I don't know if we would have dipped that low. We might have just grinded sideways, and this might have become a W before this halving bull run happened. But of course, COVID just created that epic level here for people that were willing to step in on that very quick dump. So I don't know if we get a black swan type event to push us down to a new low. I could see it happening for sure, especially with macroeconomic conditions not being great. But aside from a black swan event, I would imagine more sideways and not making a new low at this point. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, geez, I don't know if that was helpful or not, but maybe now's a good time to move on to some altcoins here with Paul.
Hello.
Awesome.
Let's take a look. Give me the screen on YouTube if you want, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm getting into it here.
Today I'll be a bit shorter. Why? I have something to do in half an hour. So after half an hour, I'll let you on what with Kevin, and I trust Kevin. He'll give you some nice I don't know, some nice views about crypto, or maybe he will take some requests. Now let's take a look at what we have for today. In my view, I'm thinking we should do the rest of them, at least the 30 top market cap. So for today, I'll look at Bitcoin Cash, real Bitcoin. Just joking. Aptos, Xlumen, Ape, and Near. So you have the list. We don't have any fields on this spreadsheet yet, but with some patience, we will get our fields in, I don't know, maybe a couple of months. Let's see. Let's take a look at most of them. Let's see. We have Bitcoin Cash. Actually, if we zoom out on Bitcoin Cash on weekly chart, you can see I have a really nice location for Bitcoin Cash. I don't know if this one has the power to go up. But looking at this chart, I really love the location. Just take a look. This is the COVID low, and you can see we are at the same level. All he needs is just a good news or something. You can see bullish divergence on MACD all the way down. You can see this is a new low. Yeah, so bullish divergence on OBV, bullish divergence on RSI, nice W, trying to go above 50 line. We had the Willy oversold a long time. I really like that. So I'm thinking on Bitcoin Cash, my first buying level should be at this level. huh? So I'll buy close to the market price, 129, $130. Is 0.5%. Let's put even number. Let's put $130, and let's say we'll buy 0.5% at this level. If Bitcoin Cash wants to go lower, could go lower. I don't say that. And I'll wait for a nice W below this area, below this consolidation, and then I'll buy again another zero point 0.5. And after that, I'll just wait to get a sell half on a double. For now, I really like the location. I really like this chart. Yeah, I know it's Bitcoin Cash will go to zero, but it's a little old lady strategy in this the first part of the plan. So I don't have a stop loss. I'll just try to get free position. So on this chart, I'll buy at $130. You can see starting to form. This is the most interesting thing, the COVID low. So on this dump, on the ugly fear, hit this level, and now we are back at the same level, trying to put some W's. Until we'll get a clear W on weekly chart, we can go up, retest this level, and then go back down. Let's see what happens, but I really like this chart. Next one, next one is Aptos. So we don't have enough history on this one. Nothing we can do. What I could think of this one is just, you can see this is the opening. Yeah, they put this one on Binance. I don't have more history, but I honestly I don't need more history. I'll just put the Fibonacci levels from this low, yeah, this high. If the market wants to go even higher, okay, I'll draw my fib higher. But at this moment, I really like this level. You can see something change in the structure of the market. So 5.5, it's my buying level if you will get a chance on on Aptos. Yeah. So on this one, I don't have enough history, but you can see even the POC, the small history what we have, POC it's a bit above. If I'll get a ugly week and a Wyckoff check of this level, then I'm okay with buying 0.5 from my portfolio. If we'll get this level and we'll go lower, I'll wait for a weekly W, and then I could add the other half of the percent. But my level for the moment is $5.5. No point to. It's a new project. You can see when he opened. You can see from $1 to $100, 100x. Yeah, okay. Now let's just wait for a clear level. Oh, I'm willing to buy at $5.5, 0.5%, but no more than that. After that, weekly Ws. After I'll see a clear weekly W, I could add the other half. Doesn't matter if it will come at, I don't know, below $1. I have to wait and see what market will give me. So, Aptos, $5.5. No point to show you any indicators because we don't have enough history. Maybe if I put daily chart, maybe I have something, but still nothing yet. You can see nice move in OBV, but is not even now is not enough history to show me something. Actually, if I look at, I see an M on this one. You can see the M on daily chart, but it's a good thing because I want a feel at $5.5. I don't want people who like to trade. I don't want to short this one, this level. Yeah, we can go lower. You can go to my level, $5.5, but don't try to short this one. I heard too many stories, people being liquidated. It's a new project. Don't just put a limit order to buy it lower and just wait. Don't try to short something like that.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think a
let's
lot
go
of
back.
people got a lot of people tried to short that too early and already got destroyed.
Yeah, it's no point to do that. If you want to short it, even with a good risk management, you can get an ugly slippage. Just play something else. Don't play this one on the short side. It's a new project. You don't know any news, anything could pump this one up again. So Aptos is 5.5. Let's get an old one. X Lumen. Actually, if you take a look at X Lumen, you can see it. Yeah, I have 2020 in this area. You can see the POC. Yeah, it's somewhere between 7 cents and 10 cents. I like this one exactly at the POC. So exactly at this POC, at this low. Let me close this one. I don't have a weekly W on Xlumen yet. So what I can do? I see the weekly bullish divergence on MACD. I see nice W trying to form on RSI. I see a strong OBV on this one. You can see it. I see the wheelie. It's oversold from a long time. Now it's oversold again. I just need to find a level where I want to buy this one. Yeah. If we'll put a, I don't know, even a 88.6 retracement from the top, let's just put a complete fib. Let's see where I have the fib now. Okay, let's just put it back down because every time I need to flip it. And let's just do 88.6 with white so people can see it. You can see we are below 88.6. Anything below this level, it's a good level to buy it. So on X lumen, I prefer this small consolidation. You can see this started the bull market. So my level for the first buy on this one is this level, and it's damn close to the market price. We don't have the weekly W yet. We can go lower, a lot lower. We can test this one, this low. We can go even lower than that. But I think it's a okayish idea to buy zero point 0.5 at this level and then to wait for a weekly W to form. If it will form lower, yeah, I'll get a bigger position. If it will form higher, it's okay. Maybe I'll get a fill on the sell half on a double or my initial buy. So I'm okay this level to buy X lumen. You can see will take some time to form. Usually takes some time to form a bottom. We are not there yet. We are in the first half. You can see we are in the first half of the consolidation period. We can go lower, but I'll wait for I'll buy zero point 0.5 and I'll wait for a weekly double. This consolidation could be higher from this level, so I don't want to be left behind. I'll buy zero point 0.5, and then I have two scenarios. We'll go lower, and I could be able to buy lower, or I will buy higher. It's that simple for me. I don't have to overthink a long time investment opportunity. Just buy some and wait for to see what market will give you. So for X lumen, I'm okay with buying at this level. I'll post and I'll update the chart and this evening, and tomorrow you can see exactly the level I spoke about in the live stream. Ape, another new project. As you can see, I already draw the long reload zone from the history I have on this one. Not too much, nothing to work on, not too much to work on. If you take a look, you cannot see anything special on indicators. So you have to rely on what you see on the price action. I draw the reload zone from the bottom to the top. You can see we are below 78.6. Buy it at this level? No, I don't like it. But I can see on weekly chart, I can see a weekly W. A good location below long reload zone. So my level is pretty simple on this one, and you will see it almost every time on my part. You can see the POC. Yeah? POC is close enough to my Wyckoff check level. I'm okay with putting my limit order at this level. It's not so far from the price from the real time price. So I have 4.6. Let's just put it 4.6 to have a number. Okay, 4.6 will be my zero point 0.5 limit order. If the market will go lower, same idea. I will wait lower, maybe a retest of this level at $1, something like that. Could be. I'll definitely try to put a limit order at this. If the Binance would allow me to set a limit order at $1, I'll put a limit order because we can get an ugly week, retest of this level, and then straight up again. At this point, I'll buy at this straight at the Wyckoff check of this level and retest of the double. $4.6. I guess is the number. I'm okay with this number. I'm okay with putting a limit order if Binance will allow me to put a limit order at $1. I'll try to get a big position at this level. Let's see what market will give me. And the last one, it's near. Same idea, old project, pretty. If it's from 2021, it's old enough. And you can see, let's put the VPVR. Same idea. You can see the POC is just above my this Wyckoff check. We didn't do a proper Wyckoff check of this level. We don't have a weekly W yet. That's the first condition. So if I don't have a weekly W, I'll hunt lower. That's my thinking. After I'll have a weekly W, I could think differently. But now I think this level We just Wyckoff check this level. Some of you, if you want to anticipate, this was the low, yeah, a Wyckoff check of this level, and you think this will not be hit, you can do something like that. It's up to you. You can do something like that and just put a nice long reload zone, and you can see where you should buy it. Yeah, 61.8, $1.8, 78.6, $1.5. But because I don't have a weekly W, I don't want to anticipate if this will be a W double bottom or will be a inverse head and shoulder, so we can go lower, put a lower low, then up again, and then form a inverse head and shoulder. I prefer to keep it simple and just put my limit orders at this level. Yeah, $1.3, it's a good level for me. If I look at indicators, you can see the bullish divergence on MACD. It's a bit ugly to see it in this chart, but you can see it. Yeah, you can see the low and the other low. I don't see anything special on the OBV part. That's why I prefer to hunt at this level. Really, it's still on the oversold side. So I don't have any reason not to hunt at this level. 5%, no more than that. And the other 0.5, let's wait for a weekly W. We can retest this low, even 70% lower than our first buy. I'm okay with that. If I'll get to that level, why not? I'll buy another 0.5%, and then I'll just wait for a sell half on a double. Nothing to do. After I bought one full percent, I'm just waiting to get a sell half on a double. After I'll get the sell half on a double, I could reload on the same chart. So my level for near, it's a nice project. I know a lot of people speaking about near, but let's just keep it simple and just buy at the let's just buy at $1.3. That's where my limit order will be. The rest it's up to you. It's just this plan and this live stream. It's about what me and Kevin we are doing with our money. Rest it's up to you. We are not financial advisors. I specify in this weekly and this spreadsheet. If you go on the strategy plan to see the plan we have, this is my plan. This is Kevin plan, and some people from Crypto Traders Arena read this one. It's with small letters, but it's with red just to attract your attention. So read that one. We're not financial advisors. It's just for what we do with our own money. The rest is up to you. So this is the 5 altcoins for today. I guess I'll do another 5 in this order. Could do another 5 in this order, and after that we'll start jumping in different parts of the crypto space, DeFi, NFTs, and so on. We'll pick, I don't know, 5 or 10 projects from DeFi space. We'll try to hunt some levels on that one. After that, we'll go on NFTs, layer one, layer two, and so on. We can play this first half of the year, and probably we can get in the first half of the year with a nice list, with a nice hunting list. Maybe we'll get some fields. Maybe even we'll get some sell half on a double when we have to see the chart where we want to reload. But for now, let's just keep it simple. Let's just be cheap asses and let's just hunt lower. Because I have to go, I said we'll do a giveaway every week. So this week giveaway, it's people who retweeted this pinned tweet. So we have 20 people retweeting. I see on this one I see 17 from 18. So I have to close this one and do another one because I don't like to get someone out. If it's a retweeter, I'm okay to give him a chance. So let's just copy this one.
I saw that Mercurio retweeted, so we'll see if he wins again.
Mercurio, if you win again, I'll not give you the prize.
If he
I'm just
wins
joking.
again,
No,
then we need to get him to make some picks for us.
yeah,
Some.
you'll have to do something.
Tell us
Okay,
what to
so
buy, man. You got good
let's
luck.
let's load. Let's get the free because we don't have the more than 200 retweets. Apply. We don't have any filtering system, so we have 18 from 19. It's what we have on this one. Keep in mind, I'll take even now in this live stream. I'll just go on this one, and you can see this is the episode 5. So I'll go now to win for the next week. You'll have to retweet this one, huh, for next week. Let's we don't have any drums, but let's pick a winner. Oh, one winner. Let's pick a winner, and let's see if Mercurio will win again. I think not. Too much coincidence at some point. Hey, come on, what you're doing? Oh, Florin Coconu. This time, Florin, it's a old member of the community. I know him. It's a Romanian guy. It's a old member of the community, and he's posting and retweeting and liking everything he sees value on our community. So, Florin, have a free month on the premium part of the community. For next week, retweet this tweet, pin a tweet, and you'll have a chance to win a free month membership. Yeah, Mercurio, I know you are feeling lucky, but next time you already have 2 months free. So we have 6 retweets so far. So maybe uh, if it's, I don't know, you have a chance to win a free month on the premium part, and maybe next time, I don't know, maybe next time we'll think about a different price. Maybe we'll put more than that. But the idea was we'll have a giveaway every Sunday. That was my thinking. We should, people who are watching until the end, people who are nice and good members of the community should be rewarded from time to time. So that's it from my part. I have to be a bit quick this time. I apologize, but I know Kevin will do a really nice work, and maybe you even prefer to see Kevin posting and answer you some questions.
Cool. Well, yeah. No problem, man. No problem. We'll be back
You
next
can
week
take
too.
you. I will be back every Sunday at the same hour. You can take the screen now, Kevin.
Okay.
Guys, see you. People from the premium part or people from the crypto traders arena community from Discord. See you tomorrow in the London Daily Plan live stream. That's it from my part.
Cool. Take care, Paul. I'll see you in the morning in New York Open. Well, in the morning for me.
See you guys.
See ya. There goes Paul. So yeah, what we do meet. It's funny because I'm on a different time zone than a lot of the folks in our group. But there is a lot of content that, geez, I was just thinking about all the content that Paul makes every night. Well, it's night for me. Every day he does a daily crypto plan YouTube video, which I believe is available to the whole public. I was just telling him earlier, he makes a lot of good calls in that group, and it's hard for me because by the time I wake up and get at my computer, usually we're meeting for the New York Open, so I often miss those videos or watch them late. But you might look into those if you're looking for like swing trade and even day trading ideas. I think he posts a lot of day trading ideas. And then of course Stefan does day trading things sometimes. I don't know exactly how often or if they're available to the public, but that's something to look into. And most of that stuff's available in the public room on our Discord, which there's a link. There's a link on YouTube here for joining our Discord. And we did have a meeting this week, and we're trying to keep that public room, running with some trade ideas. So we are gonna keep trying to post trade ideas in there, and probably mostly longer term trade ideas and swing trading, and not so much day trading. But if you are interested in day trading, then kind of got to jump into our premium room where every day people are posting lower time frame setups and for basically the London Open and the New York Open. and really throughout the day, every day, even on the weekends. I saw Stefan banging out some trades for the VIP room this weekend. So that's kind of so far. The community is awesome, man. I think that, at the very bare minimum, if you're not in the public room, please join and just pop in and say hey. And if you have questions, we'll do our best to answer them. And of course, we're not, I don't claim to know everything. Hell, I just kind of am here trying to do this too, like everybody else. So, if I can help you guys along the way, I'm happy to do so. But even otherwise, maybe I'll take a little bit of time. We can look at some other altcoins and I think there's a couple requests in the room. I can look at those and we could just take a look at a few names. I got one double this week. I've been kind of trading these KuCoin shit coins. But I think the only double I got this week that I didn't talk about last week, but yeah, it was this high punks and, classic, I just, again, bought, you can see the W here. I just went in and bought. That's kind of where most of my focus is. Actually, I feel like most of these names are too far gone. So if you weren't long already from like December-ish, then you're probably going to have a hard time banging out doubles at levels up here. You can't be buying up here, but this is a classic, typical trade. If I drew a reload zone off of this high, you could see down 78.6 we tagged. That's kind of my favorite altcoin level. I didn't buy 78.6 in this case. In fact, I just saw this big breakout candle and this W, and on this pullback here, I just went and grabbed it. And then sure enough, it just popped off. And these high names went nuts. Like, this is the only one I had, but like, fuck. I think these are all NFT. It's like a sector. It's like an ETF of NFTs. And so like this one is the ENS names one, 3-word ENSs. And this thing just went insane. I wasn't in on this one. That was a 10xer, it looks like, or more. And so all these high names popped off, but you could see them coming back down. My high punks doubled and I didn't, it was actually looking still pretty good. It's like at least up on the day. So I don't know, maybe do I get one more lucky double here? We'll see before this thing ends. But I think most of them have come off now. What else am I trading? That was the only double I got over the week, and so I've gotten 3 or 4 doubles in the last couple of weeks. So that's good. Still a little bit disappointed in myself that I wasn't paying more attention in December. I fumbled the ball a bit to be honest, and didn't get long in as many names as I wanted to, just because I was sort of on vacation and stuff, which is fine. Kind of a good example. So here I have to be patient. I can't just go and. Just because I missed that, if I miss some of these names, like what would be one that I missed that kind of bugs me? Well, it doesn't really matter. I could pick anyone really. Like anyway, point being, the ones I missed, I got to just wait. I can't go in and buy the top now. So I have to force myself to be patient and wait for reload zones again. So like this one, like I'm going to buy this thing back. I'll move my reload zone wherever this top comes in. I'll probably still draw it off the bottom. I could see how other people might want to draw it from here. Me personally will just stick with this bottom, and wherever this top does come in, I'm just gonna draw my reload zones and start hunting 78.6 to buy this thing back, and add to my position essentially. So that's the only double I got. I did work some bids on couple names, and like these are like, here's a good example of not chasing though. Like this was a name that was posted by Zach in our premium room, I think, and I saw it and I was like, fucking hey, look at this weekly W. This is exactly what I'm looking for on all of these names. So anytime I see this, he posted it when I think it was earlier in the week, so maybe price was a little higher, but I basically pulled up the chart, saw this nice weekly W at the, sure, we're making new lows. This is a newer name. I don't know how far back price goes before this this candle here, but this is Boston, BOSON. I don't know anything. First of all, I don't know anything about this, to be honest. So this is a purely technical play. But I saw the weekly W, so all I did was draw my reload zone off the high, and I'm in this case. I'm a little aggressive here, so I'm gonna just put. I have 3 bids working. I'm gonna hit Mountain Man if it'll let me, and then I have basically 78.6 and 88.6, which is most of my bidding often looks like that. I just am hitting 78.6 and 88.6. I think on this one in particular, I just kind of, I saw 78.6 as this low, so I'm just working a bid off that low there, and then 88.6, I just drew my line off this candle body low here, but it's just a little bit above. You could, I'm not bidding right at 78.6 and 86. I'm just bidding a little bit above, which is pretty common for me. And other things about this that I saw is really all I'm looking for. I'm not even really looking at MACD and RSI as much. I mean, I like to see the divergences. You can see a divergence came in right here for this pump. Of course, right now it's too early to see any real bull divergences. In fact, we've got a bearish divergence working, so I want price to come down, so I like that. But mostly I'm concerned with the OBV when I'm looking at these long-term altcoins, and I just want to see upwards the OBV. I want to see money coming into this name. And so you can see the OBV is trending higher. Not technically in divergence well, yeah, not really divergence, but OBV is trending higher, and probably on the weekly you'll see the same. Weeklies, did put in a W and starting to move higher. So I'm really mostly concerned with just OBV and structure in these trades. That's me personally. Nice weekly W though. So I'm working bids on this one. And maybe I get filled at Mountain Man and it bounces, or maybe it takes some time and I get filled on all of these and just wait. The only other one that I really started bidding on this week is this track, which was another Zach name actually too. He posted a handful of names this week in the room, and these were the 2 that caught my eye basically because of weekly W's. This one's a little different because it broke to new high after I drew my reload zone. So when I saw this, it was I'm gonna go to a daily. When I saw this, it was somewhere in here where I actually saw this name, and weekly W's in. Same kind of thing on this one. I am being a little more aggressive again with Mountain Man here. There's actually a gap right there at Mountain Man, which is a good place to work a bid. Looks like a gap. Maybe not. But either way, it's candle body a little bit above Mountain Man. I'm just looking to I was thinking maybe it would dip down from here and just fill me and bounce. Of course, it didn't. It looked like it bounced off 38.2, but and now it's higher. So, now I got to drag my fibs up here at least, which sort of changes my bidding structure. For now, I'm just going to leave my bids in, and I'll wait for a real top to come in now. I was just hoping to maybe get some sort of panic dump down here to get filled like this week, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So I'm just going to leave my bids right here for the moment because I don't mind where they're at. And eventually, we'll M out and come back down. But so there's not much to do there. It's just those are 2 that I did work bids on. I think that was it. Let's see. Yeah, I don't usually my orange is bids. Otherwise, most of this market's just launched, so it's really hard to I have a couple shitcoins that are popping, like this UMB. I'm long, and maybe I get a double here. I missed my, I didn't get my double in this rally here. Maybe it still runs up. Couple others that look pretty good for me that I might be able to bang out doubles on. Well, this one actually might still be, it is still buyable, really. You can see the W levels somewhere around, a little bit above my bid level. Nice base here. Maybe we get a pop-up. I wouldn't be surprised to get a double on this one. This is PLY. I was hoping to get a double on this AKT. We'll see if this one I only got filled once. I kind of bought the breakout and didn't get filled on my other bid, but we'll see if I can. That one's just kind of going straight up. We'll see if it runs out of steam or not. Anyway, let me look in the room here, see what you guys are talking about. That's just kind of what I was up to this week in altcoins. Not a lot, unfortunately. And unfortunately, even for this show, it's probably a little boring right now because it's like, well, we can't really do too much except be patient. And so there's not a lot of names that are super viable right here. I think that one I was just showing kind of was this, was it this one here? Stuff like this one hasn't gone, so maybe this is a late lagger, but we're at this point we're getting into the late ones. Like if you're finding stuff that still looks down at the bottom like this and hasn't run, that just means it's lagging. So that could be good or bad. I mean, it's not necessarily a good thing. Maybe it's just not going to do anything in this rally, so be careful. I might bang a second double out on this Moni actually. This one I could potentially get my second double on. We'll see. Oh, and I bought this one, and actually looks like it's up today. I thought this was going to be a dog, and it might still be. I bought the W here, and then it just immediately started going down. But it looks like today it might start going. So anyhow, what else is in here? I saw somebody talk about audio and metal. I know audio is not buyable because I got a double on this one already. Yeah, look at that M. So I mean, if you're somebody asked about this one, and this is a good example of it. This one's topping already. So Power 3, Stefan. I kind of I don't fully understand the Power 3. I know the concept, but I need to, I saw it on the dollar when yes, Stefan had a great call on the DXY actually this week with this ICT concept called Power of 3. Oh, and he's got a name. I'll look. Oh, you're saying those are Power 3. Cool. We'll look at those in just a second. Audio, can't buy it here, at this point, but I do see a nice M. So this is, I open something up like this and I know I want to buy it, which in this case, I actually do want to buy it back somewhere down here. I just got to draw my reload zone. So I'll just, personally, I like to use this one. It just doesn't even have a 38.2 and 50% level on it for crypto. So, M's in now, like this daily M has now come in. Hopefully you can see that. So not really a great idea to step in right here. I mean, it's possible we set up some sort of continuation trade, but you would need to see some sort of W, before we could really entertain any kind of continuation trade. So that's not yet. But for little old ladies or, long-term buyers or whatever you're doing, I'm looking down at, really at 78.6 and below. Those ones I showed you where I'm being a little more aggressive trying to hit Mountain Man, that's just because I'm trying to capture the rest of this rally if possible. I could see, I don't know, if you're really bullish, I could see taking a stab there, but that's not, when I look at this really, I'm more hunting down in this area. You can see the W levels below 88.6 here at 14. So, I see like some open air in here, and I can see price coming back down at least into this area. So against the W weekly chart, it's probably not W. Yeah, so that's pretty ugly on the weekly. We're basically V bottoming here, so the chances of this being tested down the road are pretty good. So I'm going to be bidding down here. So can't do anything with audio right there. In fact, it's showing a really nice M, which a lot of these aren't showing M's yet. That's actually one of the first daily M's I really have seen so far. Metal's an old school, and it looks like I got a perpetual contract. That's funny. Metal's like, is there any spot markets? There's got to be. I remember this one from back in the day, but I'm pretty much, so KuCoin has it. I know I got kicked off of this one from Bittrex years ago, but wow, nice W. So this one at least has weekly W right away, I'm noticing. So that's always my first, that would be like my first thing really, is it putting in a weekly bottom, which it is. And it looks like we even got a nice check of that level this week, which could have been like an aggressive buying opportunity there if you wanted to buy this W. I don't like that the wick was so high up in the W, but it's still there. I would prefer the candle body highs here as a bid location, but just because I don't really love that wick shooting up. But either way, this kind of ugly candle here, same thing. Draw my fibs. I'm gonna go to a daily here and just look at it. It looks like we just washed this high and then kind of backed off. I like bids down here below 61.8 for sure, and even lower really. So nothing to do right here. I can't see buying it right here. I mean, I guess if you're long term, the weekly W is in. So if you're willing to chase it, it's not my favorite. I don't know, but if you're willing to wait a few years, you'll probably be all right if this thing does keep its. If we're close to the bottom, which I do think we are. So, but I don't see any huge reason. There's no reason to go rushing into that thing. At some point, the market's going to roll over a bit and you'll get your chance again. I mean, again, all my narrative stays the same. I'll probably repeat this a million times. I'm still thinking sideways. So relatively sideways on a weekly range kind of basis. Like however high this current rally goes, I don't know, but I do firmly believe I'm going to have buying opportunities later. So I'm not like, oh my God, I got to buy this fucking thing so I can get rich. I'm not thinking like that right now. I'm just going to be patient. So that's metal. What else is in this list here? The people, NKN is next. I saw Mercurio asking about fundamental analysis for LOL. That's a damn good question. I mean, in my experience, it's hard to do fundamental analysis on crypto, and I'm not even particularly that good at it. So the FA has a tendency to be sort of like sentiment almost, or like, do you have your ear to the ground, and can you highlight areas where people are getting interested before everybody's lumped in? So I mean, I would say, yeah, somebody said 60% TA and 40% FA. That's reasonable. Yeah, I think I could. I have a tendency to focus mostly on TA, and I'm not necessarily saying you should do that. I could probably stand to do better. And actually, that's kind of the purpose of this show for me. I hope that like through this show, we sort of all work together and kind of sort of, collectively find the good FA because it is hard. So, and there's a ton of names. So I think it's important, but, I'm not I'm not the best FA person in crypto. So I'm kind of looking at everybody else to help me with that. I do think it's important, especially with the more names there are. I mean, there's thousands of crypto names now, so FA becomes more important for sure. And I'd like to be more on top of things like Canto. I've seen all, I start seeing all the OGs talking about Canto and stuff, and it's like too late for like this thing is not even on exchanges really. It's on a couple, random exchanges that I don't use, but this thing, everybody's talking about it now, but I want to know about it down here. And I think this was a good FA. If you had your finger on the pulse of FA, you might have known about this thing earlier. Now it's like just too late. But so it is important. It's just hard to, like with stocks, I have a very simple way of screening stocks where I can go like, okay, the company has no debt. They're earning money. You can see where the insiders are long from. Well, kind of. You can see if the insiders are long. You can see how many shares are out, which is one thing you can see in crypto. There's just a lot more data I can look at in stocks to give me an idea if a stock's a piece of shit company or not. Crypto is a little harder for me, at least. So if anybody ever has any ideas for screeners for crypto, I'd love to hear about them. Somebody said NKN. I'll just kind of power through a few of these really quick. Look at it on Binance. A lot of these, like, I'm kind of seeing this sort of like almost ascending wedge-ish looking consolidation in a lot of these names, which is technically bearish. This isn't really a wedge, but you can just see this sort of upwards grind pattern that's not particularly bullish in my opinion. So, right away I see a W working right here. So I like that level for classic kind of like that's probably like a 78.6 shark kind of idea. I'll take my fib off here, off the low for now, but yeah, you can kind of see the W anytime price comes back into reload zones against a previous market structure. That's a classic setup for me, especially in altcoins. I love that. I prefer it to be down at 78.6. In this case, it's 61.8 ish. But that's your buy right there. I mean, I could see working a bit at 8.7 cents. See what else I can say about that. See bearish MACD divergence is in, so that's good if you want to be a buyer. RSI divergence looks confirmed. OBV hasn't broken down. Very little volume. Can barely even see it on my screen. So yeah, same old story. Just draw my fib off that high, I guess. No M top yet here, but with it looks like it's cooling off to me. So I could see, I could see buying in the reload zones as an investor, and any kind of trades. You're gonna same thing as I was saying about, I think audio it was. If you want any kind of trend continuation, you got to see some sort of bottom in here to suggest a ABCD type move, bot setup kind of stuff. There is like a larger W. This that is in too. I guess that's probably a weekly W. Oh yeah, so this one does have. It is cool that we're seeing the weekly W's though. That's the key here. Like kind of going back to my Bitcoin halving argument. I think if the bottom is likely in, then we should start seeing these W's against, old, this one's a little high still actually against the old structure here. Unfortunately, this level stands out to me as a potential like dump into at 4 cents. Which is 50% off. So you got, if you're looking to buy these reload zones here, then you have to expect the possibility of losing 50% of your value before this thing truly bottoms. So something to keep in mind. But it's kind of ugly, but there is a weekly W in there. RSI never touched oversold. I don't love that. I would prefer, when I see RSI like this in stocks too, like, yeah, there's a W there, but it never hit oversold, which just sort of increases the likelihood that it will dump down into oversold eventually before the real bottom is in. And that kind of speaks to this W back here. So just keep that in mind. What else we got in here? Stefan's name. So he's talking about Suitor, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. Qcoin. Well, I'm glad it's on Qcoin because I can't trade on Binance. So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely location is good. I mean, it's making newer lows, so this was a new low a few weeks back, but RSI never hit oversold yet. OBV is nice and pointing up, so I like that. Really, probably just for me, want to wait for a W, especially because it made a new low. So we're just kind of in open territory here, going towards the low. There's no structure back here, depending on I don't know how much history is elsewhere on this, but without any structure back before this last bull, there's really nothing to go against in terms of a range. So it is, in my opinion, making lower lows into new territory. So I don't know where that bottom will end up coming in, but as soon as I see a W, then it's like I'd either try to buy that breakout, or if I can, or wait for the pullback to reload zones. Not really MACD div, actually. It looks like MACD is actually kind of waning. We need MACD to pump up higher to really get a div. But he was saying power 3. So let me see if I understand the power 3 correctly here. I suppose he's talking about, are you talking about like this consolidation and then the dump and the bounce? See if he says anything, but very V bottom-ish actually anyway. So yeah, I think the power 3 would be like, it'd be like this consolidation here or something. I don't know. And then it dumps down, and now he's expecting a higher move. One day, yeah. So I'm not going to get into that because I can't explain the power 3 very well, but I see it. I see what you're talking about. And that's a cool, I want to refresh my memory on this a little bit because I like how you painted that out on the DXY and it just completely came in. It's pretty cool. Sparax or whatever this is the one the next one here. This one looks a little bit more bottomy. I mean, M here, so right away I noticed the M, so I'm thinking we're coming back down to the bottom of the range here. I do like that. It's it broke the old lows back here, but I don't know. Looks pretty good. Is that a weekly W? We'll see. No W here. In fact, just kind of ugly looking bottom. So again, I think it will probably come back down to the bottom of the range. If you like this name a lot, somewhere down against that candle body low, probably draw my reload zone here and just this is a good shark setup actually, in my opinion. And I know Paul trades the shark a little different than me, but this is what I consider a shark. The original TRI shark would be, although we didn't really get a W because this is a new low. Sorry, let me zoom in. I forget to zoom in a little bit. You guys are probably looking at this going like, I can't even fucking see what he's doing. It looks like we made a new low, so we don't actually have a W here, but I was going to say 78.6 here. It looks like they almost tagged it already, but I do like it. I mean, that is a W here. So like if you're looking at this W, like basically this W here, I see how the W comes in right at 78.6. That to me is a classic TRI shark, where you're looking for places where 78.6 is coming against the W breakout level, the previous W. And so that would be it right there. So I do like the idea of just hitting that level of this W if you want to trade this thing. Looks like they almost tagged it. And of course that might be, they hit it and bounced it. And so now if we come back against it, I don't know, maybe the momentum's gone here. We didn't get the reaction it was close enough to 78.6 and I didn't really see a reaction. And now this M is coming in not too much higher. So probably best to just let this thing come back down in reload zones and make a W. I can see very much divergence here on RSI and not MACD, but yeah, the M and RSI is not great, but I like this long consolidation. And this is again that power 3 idea. I suppose you have like your sideways consolidation, And then you have like the FU move dump. And then now I think he's looking for a move higher or something like that, you know? I don't know. That's basically what the power of 3 looks like. I don't know the logic behind it, but so I don't know, decent. I'm gonna actually add both of these to my list here really quick. So suitor. Oh wait, what was it? Suitor with the T. I'm gonna put that one in there, and then I'm gonna put, what was the other one? Spirax. Oh wait. Yeah, Spirax USDT. Wait, what am I doing wrong here? Oh, wait, is it? Oh, it's SPA. SPA. Okay. What's next? I see people are putting stuff in here. Is the DXY pumping again? I'm sure it probably is. Sorry, I see people at like David. I don't know which one you were talking about now. I'm probably going too fast, but will you bid weekly body candle lows on next dip? Probably. I don't know which one you're talking about now, but that's probably what I would have. I do like the idea of weekly candle body lows. Badger and Burger. These fucking names. I mean, I know both of these, but they're just funny. Like Badger. I remember this one because I guess that was back here that I missed it, or maybe it's even farther back. I remember missing this one and not being able to get a fill. So this one's a lot like the Stefan's names, where it's kind of, first of all, V bottom. I don't like V bottoms on a weekly chart. I'd prefer to see a W. So of course I'm going to wait for another low, hopefully a higher low, and see a W. This one, you know, came back against its old lows, but is making new lows. So just again, sort of in like open territory to the downside. Don't really know where the bottom is. So don't love it right here exactly like this. I do see kind of like, well, there's just nothing structural to make me want to go load up on this thing. I mean, it's run a little bit the last few weeks, like everything else. Just got to wait for pullbacks to the bottom of the range. Again, OBV looks good. I like that. Just nice big OBV divergence. That's a great example of actually something that I would be interested in for OBV though. You can see even from here, made a lower low, and OBV made a higher low, and now we've actually broken out. So this is confirmed OBV divergence, which is awesome. So like that, that's confirmed now on a break of that high. And you can actually see the volume building up through there, which is promising. It's just that right here, I mean, this would be something where I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna add it to my list and wait for a W, because now that I have this OBV div, I can just wait for a W to buy. And you know, so I gotta, you know, I draw my fibs. Same story. Could take a stab on this pullback if I was a little more aggressive, but the less aggressive way would be to just let this W come back in or form. So the daily's probably not going to tell me too much different. Probably just show some weakness, really, I'm guessing. And yeah, so this is a potential M coming in, not yet. MACD divergence, RSI, not in divergence. Yeah, RSI is actually making higher highs still. So, well, it wouldn't be a divergence, but a loss of this level here would be an M in RSI. So weakness showing here. OBV hasn't broken down yet, but it's weak. So I mean, at bare minimum, you gotta at least hunt better location. You know, so down in the two, you know, 78.6 is $2.39. So somewhere down here. And hopefully a W would come in down here, because there's no structural bottom. There's not even like a potential head and shoulders or anything coming in to form a bottom for me. So I gotta just wait. But I'm gonna add that one because I like the OBV, especially that weekly OBV is enough for me to. Of course, I can't trade. Oh, I could trade it on Coinbase. It's funny that Coinbase has it, but KuCoin doesn't. Cool. And then Burger. I'll just add that while I'm here. Burger. That's a swap. Oh wait, Burger swap. Oh, because it's a DeFi swap, probably, huh? I mean, a lot of these are going to look the same, unfortunately. This one kind of, sort of ugly M. You can see the M coming in here with these two wicks shooting up. Of course, the loss of that level would be the M. It's not there yet. But no weekly W, I'm guessing, just by the... Yeah, I mean, this is one of those situations where, like, I don't call that a weekly W. The right side's lower, so I'm not counting that. I know, like, the funny thing is, like, John Bollinger does count that as a W. He doesn't seem to care about that, but because he kind of likes that wash of the low. I don't call that a weekly W for my investment. I do like that we came against these candle body lows. Like, here's a good example of weekly candle body lows that would have been great trade location if you were hunting, like say you were hunting already back in December or whenever that was even earlier. You could see 88.6 came down into that level, and then we basically came right against these candle body lows, and that so far is the bottom. So that's a candle body lows are always, especially on a weekly chart, those are good places to work bids. So I don't know if that was what you were talking about, David, earlier about another name, but yeah, I like that in general. In this case, no W here, kind of a head and shoulders forming, but maybe this is kind of the head and shoulders here. But it's kind of weird. We barely made it. We made a new low, so you could technically call that the head. But either way, this is kind of the area that I'd be looking for, a lower time frame W or something to come in to get me excited about this. Right now, without a weekly W, I can't do anything. Let's see, we're about 1 hour and 26 minutes. I suppose, if you guys want, I could take a couple more. We could call it a day. Let's see if there's any more in here. Somebody's talking about the DXY. Yeah, it looks the same basically, but let's look at DXY really quick just on. That's like that doesn't, I don't know. They'll probably dump this thing tonight for me. Well, what's tonight for me? I wouldn't be surprised Sunday night we see this thing come back a bit, but we'll see. It's just sort of grinding higher. But yeah, if higher this thing pushes, probably the more crypto is going to be coming off. I don't know what BTC is doing. Yeah, it looks like they dumped BTC down into a reload zone. So this is 30-minute chart. I don't want to get too far into these, but they almost hit 78.6, so that range. So we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if they bounce this here and then DXY pulls back over, tonight, which it's only 10 a.m. my time right now. So that's still a lot of ways to go today. Before the DXY, actually, is the DXY even trading right? I forget if they kill DXY on Sundays or not, or if it just trades all day, or whatever trades means. It's not really trading per se. That's a funny. I guess I don't really think about that. Actually, is the DXY moving right now? No. Yeah, it closes like the futures market, I suppose. So it won't open up for another 6 hours. All right. Well, I don't know. Anybody got anything else? Doesn't look like it. Is there anything else I can say about crypto? What else has caught my eye? Honestly, nothing really, unfortunately. There's nothing that I'm just amped to go run out and get. This is off a little bit. This was a name from the group too, a dude that's been banging out just a shit ton of doubles on KuCoin lately. So I did this one actually, maybe I'll get filled on. I'm pretty sure I worked a bid right here on this breakout, but these are the kind, this is something that I could see taking a chance on sort of late in this rally, because you could see the W here. I'm just hoping to buy a dip into that level. Got a nice breakout here. This is VSYS. I don't even know what it is, but not really, nothing really super exciting about it other than just, sideways consolidation through here and a breakout in a market that's relatively uppy. So I was willing to just, and also just a person that, a person I saw posting this seems to have their thumb on the pulse of KuCoin. So I thought I'd take a shot there. And I think this one too, I already bought this one. This one has a W working too. This is DPET, another KuCoin, shitcoin. I bought it down here at Mountain Man though. and it popped off. So this one's a little late to chase, but that was one that I did pick up actually. I don't know. The ones in green are ones that I've bought, well, not necessarily recently, but those are some that I'm sort of long in this new cycle. And then I think most, maybe not all of them are on there, but most of the ones that I've gotten long on like relatively recently are in here. And so far I've gotten a double on like 4 or 5 of them. And then, well, purple is supposed to be ones I'm interested in, but I know that that's kind of messed up here. I mean, I am interested in all of those, but I'm also interested in some that are in this list down here with no color on them. I'm still kind of building out my list. I'm not really, I don't know what I'm going to buy yet. I know I've missed some that have, like this render fucking went nuts. Missed that one. Eesh. Yeah, anyhow, I don't know. Now I'm just rambling, so maybe it's a good time to call it. I'll leave you guys with a lawyer joke. You guys want to hear a lawyer joke? I'll end with this joke that I think is funny. Let's see. So, I called up a lawyer the other day and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, lawyer, can I ask you 2 questions, and I'll pay you $500?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, Kevin. What's your second question?" It's funny to tell a joke when you can't even hear if people are laughing. Anyhow, I think I'll call it that. That was my joke I'll end with. So Miku says he knows it. Yeah, it's not my joke. Somebody told it to me. So anyhow, I don't have a great exit, but I will say we'll be back next Sunday. Dark ones. I don't know what you mean, Stefan. Or are they blue jokes? Anyhow, I think we've been going for an hour and a half. Hopefully I said something worth something. I am just kind of doing my best. I'm just telling you guys what I think. Not saying I'm right or wrong, or I don't even care about really being right or wrong. I know that I'm going to basically do the same thing here. I'm going to just take all these names, do my best to pick ones that have mostly had like weekly W's and strong OBV for the most part. I mean, I think I like Paul's approach to, anytime you can buy the POC of the entire range, anytime you can buy, you could take a volume profile off the entire range and buy near the POC. That's a pretty good approach. So I'm basically going to be doing that. I'm just going to see if I can catch some names that end up looking like this fucking thing, like Adjix, which I missed. Actually, I just thought of that one. Like, you can see the W's coming in down here. We want to be interested when we see these kind of W's coming in, not up here. But this thing turned into a 10Xer that I know some people in our group are long. I'm not. But I'm going to do my best to do this. I want to find ones that are like this. And then when the cycle pops off, then I'm going to be selling on the run up. And I'm just going to, I'm sure some people will do it better than me. Other people will do it worse. But I'll just be in there. I'll just be in there trying my best. So if you follow us on Sundays, we'll be here every Sunday for the next foreseeable year, probably at least. And hopefully we'll all make some money in this. So with that said, I'll let all you guys go, and we'll be back at it tomorrow at the New York Open in the Discord room. I think the Romanians will all be there earlier. So if you're on that side of the world, maybe jump in with them. And with that said, I'll say take it easy, guys, and I'll see you soon.